Hi, I'm Joy Thomas. This is for the Course Reflections blog in Professor Hines' class. I'm just going to read through some of my notes. The first question is identify 1 to 2 learning outcomes from the syllabus. So one of the things that I wanted to highlight was the intellectual property and copyright laws section that we studied this semester. That was actually super interesting to me. I have since had multiple conversations with people about copyright law and how it doesn't impact the fashion industry the same way that it does the music industry or even film. So that was actually highly interesting to me because I work in advertising, and so I kind of feel like those worlds cross quite a bit. So that was a stark difference. It also raised some questions for my own personal projects. I am a food blogger, just for fun on the side. And it just made me realize, what are things that I maybe have posted or shared that I haven't had the copyrights to or had the rights to share. And so now it's definitely made me think twice before posting and making sure that I'm citing the sources that I do use. The next section was how have your knowledge and skills evolved in your work for COM 110 in relation to those learning objectives? So I think my views on technology and the internet have been expanded. There's just so much available and so many who are leading the way in the future of the internet. I've learned some really practical tools like how to find appropriate images and properly cite them. I've also learned how to find reputable research sources, and beyond that, I've discovered what the future holds is limitless when it comes to technology. We've explored crazy topics in this class like online gaming, artificial intelligence to privacy and copyright laws. So I feel like I've acquired snippets along the way of knowledge that's just going to help me in my future and stick with me. The next section is, did you fully achieve the learning outcomes stated? And if so, what form did that take for you? So I think many of the topics that we explored have left an imprint on my mind. The TED Talks specifically were some of my favorite parts of the assignments. And then as well as some of the texts that we were able to read this semester. I think I've changed my approach to finding sources for research papers. Some of the things we learned in that were actually really helpful for me, and I've been in school for a couple years now, and I learned some new stuff. I've even learned more about using Blackboard. I actually didn't know how to embed a YouTube video in Blackboard before this class, so thank you, Professor Hine. And then finally, what comes next for you in further achieving the learning outcomes or taking this knowledge, these skills to the next level? How can you grow to improve further in these areas? So I think that I can continue to grow by remaining open, remaining curious, and being open to learn. I think being curious is the key to being a lifelong learner, and you never regret learning something. And so as I continue my education, I'm sure that I'll end up writing more research papers. I'm sure I'll have to find more images and media and properly cite them. And I'm certain that I'll continue to use the internet and technology. So I feel more self-aware as well on my tech use at home and in my relationships. So I think that a lot of what we've learned has brought just some light into my personal life and maybe some imbalance in my own life on how much I depend on technology or how much it takes away from me maybe experiencing moments or personal relationships in my life. And so for that, I am very grateful. Thank you.